Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Deb Sofield, and you're listening to my weekly podcast series called Encouragement for Your Life. Most of you know I'm a national speaker, trainer, and coach. I like to say I help people find their voice and learn to use it. I'm also a conference speaker on the topics of public speaking, presentation skills, how to deal with the media, and crisis communication. I've got a number of other presentations on my website if you'd like to check those out. If your organization has an upcoming conference and you need a keynote speaker, I hope you'll reach out at debsofield.com. I would love to be a part. I've got a number of great books on the market. My best-selling book, Speak Without Fear. My book, Perfecting Your Platform. Both of those are on Amazon and Audible if you like to listen to books. And my series, Encouragement for Your Life, which is a compilation of these podcasts, they're available on Amazon, volumes 1 through 3. Just go into Amazon, type in my name, Deb Sofield, all my books will appear. I've got a great show today. It's a quote from one of my favorite authors, Mark Twain, and here's the headline: "The secret to getting ahead is getting started." Thanks for joining me. I'm Deb Sofield. Stay tuned. I'll be right back after the break. Sometimes I feel like a broken record when I remind my friends and family that the secret to getting ahead is getting started. And they need to get started to begin the process of creating a path to where they want to go. I truly think the hardest word in the English language just might be the word start. Seriously, a 5-letter word is the difference between you heading in the direction of your dreams or being exactly in the same place where you are today, 1 year from now. I know it seems so simple when you think about finally putting things in place that you need to help you get going, but then as life would have it, something always comes up. Sometimes the issue is important, and sometimes it's a waste of time. And in between those days and months of fiddling around while you're thinking about making a decision, you've put off the very thing you know you should be working on. Listen, I get it. Life gets in the way. But come on, you've been saying that for how many years now? Not to rain on your parade, but come on, people. At some point, you've got to be true to yourself. You need to either acknowledge that you are not going to pursue your dreams or you are. And listen, I'm not trying to shame you into moving forward. Hey, if you choose not to, then fine. But please stop talking about it because your inaction might be the downfall of others who are watching you when you choose not to honor your commitment to yourself. So, to be fair, be honest, and for goodness sakes, be truthful to your soul that you're not going to do the work to put you where you say you want to go. All right, hear me. I'm not trying to be a smart aleck and make you feel bad about your choice. But friend, I really do think if you are not going to do what you keep talking about, then please change the subject and don't be the reason your friends and family do nothing, just like you. No need to make a generational mistake. Just admit it is too hard. Sit back and watch the grass grow. Stop mumbling about how you're going to do whatever pie-in-the-sky idea you have, because you're not. So let's just let sleeping dogs lie, as they say. Many of you know I'm not a fan of New Year's resolutions unless they make sense and you can really keep them. And that really takes a lot more work than people want to do. But I do think you'd agree that to finally live your best life ever, you're going to have to put some mental muscle into the game and take some steps in the right direction so you can begin. Now remember, I'm not talking to those who are finally going to be honest with themselves that the dream they once had is too hard. They're not going to do anything about it. They're welcome to sit back and watch, but please don't toss your 2 cents into the conversation since you're not going to be a player. You're just a spectator. Just sit quietly in the stands and just go ahead and watch the world go by because you're not a part of it. Now, for the rest of you, simply put, hear my admonition. You need to start. You need to stop thinking, start doing. Stop planning, start doing. Stop talking, and for goodness sake, start doing. Now, the reality of it is you're busy. You've got people to see and places to go. You've got responsibilities that require you to continue down the well-worn path you've been walking for years. So you say, well, Deb, where do I get the time, energy, and lack of a better word, gumption to start? Well, the answer's simple. You'll find it all when you make a decision. No, truly, when you make a decision, it is amazing the doors that will actually open. Nothing's going to change until you make a decision to make the change. What I think is interesting is when something bad happens, people just like you suddenly find the time to do the things they need to do. Recently, a friend of mine was diagnosed with cancer. Guess what? He suddenly found the time, interest, and energy to change his diet, his habits, and his mindset. Now, I certainly don't wish any misfortune to come your way. But I am curious, when you tell me you don't have time, or you don't have energy, or you don't have whatever excuse you have for not doing what you should be doing. Not to go too far out on a limb, but part of getting around to doing what you promised yourself, hey friend, it honors yourself. When you say you would, fill in the blank, whatever it is, and here we are a few weeks later, and you still haven't done what you promised, and by not doing what you promised, you are continuing to dishonor your word to yourself. Don't you deserve better? I mean, seriously, don't you deserve better? I mean, here's the fact. You wouldn't accept that action or attitude from others. So why do you accept it from yourself? I think you're better than that. Let me leave that thought for you to consider and get back to the heart of my theme for today, which is the secret to getting ahead is getting started. If you've been a reader or listener of mine, you know I advocate that you write things down so you have a record of your promise. There are just some things that seem permanent when you put pen to paper. So if you have a plan or a dream or a desire you need to make happen, write it down. And make sure you write it down somewhere where you'll see it more often than not as a reminder you need to start. Now that it's written down, let's quickly go through some of the other actions you probably need to consider taking. Number 1, friend, you need to stop thinking and start doing. See, the reason I know you don't need to keep thinking about your idea is that you've had plenty of time mulling over your options. So now you need to make something happen. And don't worry if it doesn't work the first time. At least you'll know what not to do the next time. But how amazing is it that you are starting to get in the groove of making your idea a reality, step by step and day by day. So now that you've begun the process of putting your thoughts into actions, you need to stop planning and start doing. Action begets action. It's just the way of the world, and that's why you must at least give it your best shot. Please don't get discouraged. Listen, it's going to take time, but time will pass, and you'll be closer than you were last year. Starting is the key to make sparks fly that will create the fire of your idea. All right, so I don't know how to say this nicely, but some of you need to stop talking and start doing. You know the person who always wants to tell you about what they're going to do. They've been telling you the same worn-out story for years and nothing's happened because all they do is talk, talk, talk. While talking seems to be the flavor of action, for most people it's just a circle of conversation that's never ending. It just repeats itself with nothing new. Ever. So, please stop the chatter and get going. Think about it. When you're really busy working, you don't have time to stop and talk. You really don't have time to explain or fuss or fiddle because you got to keep moving. There is something about movement of progress that seems to settle the soul. I know there are many other options I could write about, but I'm pretty sure you know what you want, what you think you can achieve if you stretch, and what you might have to walk away from to begin again. Friend, whatever it is, don't give up on your dreams. This year, let's make something happen that will benefit you for the rest of your life. This year, reconsider the value of the word start. It has great meaning and will be the spark to your great future if you promise not to waste another year thinking, planning, and talking. Instead, commit to doing the work and honoring your dream and yourself. I want to finish the rest of the quote by Mark Twain. The secret to getting ahead is getting started. The secret of getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming task into small, manageable tasks and starting on the first one. All right, dear listener, what will the first task be? Let's break it down. Let's get started. Why? Because the secret of getting ahead is getting started. Okay, yet another show that Deb really likes because I see it and hear it all the time. I've got some really great friends who keep telling me what they're going to do. We are like 12 years later, and nothing's happened because talking seems like action, but nothing's really going on. All right, here's my request. I hope you'll join me next week. I've got another really great show as we continue down the path working for your great success. Because, friend, I know you can do it, and I will be here beside you as we walk that path together. Why? Because I believe once you finally commit to starting, things will fall into place. And I'm going to be here with you as we follow your dream together. All right, thanks for joining me today. You've been listening to Deb Sofield's Encouragement for Your Life. Have a great day, everybody. Join me next week. Take care.